Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mujer De Exito. Welcome back to the Mujerpreneur podcast, right? The podcast for mujerpreneurs, the Mujer De Exito Unbounded, where we empower, or I empower, mujerpreneurs on your journey to success. But truly, what I enjoy doing the most is empowering the mujerpreneur to gain clarity and focus on who they serve so they can up level from brick and mortar to click and order so they can rock their six figures. So if you're a mujerpreneur and you're ready to rock those six figures, or maybe you just want to make sure that you start to get things ready, reach out to me. Let me know. Welcome otra vez to Mujer de Exito Unbounded podcast. Yo soy Marti Angel. I am your anfitriona. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, gracias por estar aquí. Thank you. I'm so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, the subscribers, the listeners, the watchers. And if you like what you hear, then make sure that you click that bell so you never miss one of my lives, which is only once a week, right? Once a week, I come on here and I do my podcast on here, Mujer de Exito Unbounded, the very first bilingual podcast out there. I was told many moons ago when I first started podcasting, mujeres, in 2009, never mix your languages. But you know what? We're in a different world now. Soy Marti Angel, your host. If you're listening to me everywhere you listen to your favorite shows, gracias por estar aquí. Thank you. Today we're diving into part 2 of our series on scaling your business. It's important that I share with you tips and tricks that others are using that have gone from surviving to thriving and are rocking six figures. So let's explore. Vamos a explorar, right? This is a bilingual podcast. We're going to explore how to expand your reach so that you can skyrocket your sales. Wow. That sounds really good, right? Skyrocketing my sales. Anybody who's in business wants to skyrocket their sales. But you need to understand that marketing is the heartbeat of business growth, right? So it's not like the movie, build it and they will come. It doesn't always work that way. So you want to make sure that your marketing is just as important as your business growth, right? Your marketing is just as important to the growth of your business. So here's what I want to do. I want to teach you how to scale your marketing efforts so that you understand that your marketing efforts need to be strategic and impactful. So now let me ask you this. Are you sure that your marketing efforts are strategic and impactful? If they are not, then if you answered no, then we need to move forward and get to that place where your digital marketing that you're doing creates a vast amount of reach. Because that, my friends, amigas chulas hermosas, can be the game changer you're looking for. That deal breaker, that, you're praying for a breakthrough. Well, that's it. It's not just about being online or being everywhere. It's about being present where your customers are. And in order for you to be present where your customers are, you need to know who you serve. And you need to niche down to the point where, like me, I serve the mujerpreneur, the bilingual, the Latina, the BIPOC woman entrepreneur who is ready to rock from 5 figures to 6 figures, right? And ready to rock it online, not just offline, like brick and mortar. But if you're ready, if you are a brick and mortar business, si ya estás lista, let's do this, because it's about being present where your customers are. If it's on social media, great. You need to know what platform are they on. If it's about email marketing, you still need to go out to that platform, and then you need to have a lead magnet and pull everything in, and you have to take a look at your numbers, not just your sales numbers, but your numbers in terms of, are you reaching the right person? Are you reaching, for instance, when I first started out, I knew who my target audience was. I wasn't sure how to reach them. And I think that's the critical piece. So there's no like one way. This is how you do it. Así es como se hace. Y así vas a ser exitosa. No, that's not how you do it. You've really got to look at it, and you've got to say, la tienes que analizar. You have to analyze it and take a look and see, this isn't what I wanted. So when I was looking at my, the details of who I was pulling in, what was happening was the majority of my target audience that showed up, that was watching my stuff, was 24 to 35. And I was like, no, that's not my target audience. Yes, I'll help you. I will certainly help you. Doesn't matter who you are, but who am I trying to reach? What's the majority of people I'm trying to reach? I'm trying to reach those women that are ready to rock six figures. And usually those are about over 45, right? So, but marketing is the key to tell your story. So when I realized that my peeps were not, say, on, let me see, Snapchat or whatever it is, they were not there because that's a younger audience. So the key is to tell your story in a way that resonates with your audience and at the place where your audience is, unless you're like me. So I play with Snapchat, right? I love the filters, and I practice on Snapchat, and I throw it up onto my stories. Why? Because that's my practice platform. I practice there. Once I got it down, then I bring it over to Instagram, where the majority of my customers live, right? Because I have found that on Facebook, the older customers live, and I'm really right there where you're ready to, you've been working for a while, you've been doing this, you're about 45 or a little bit older, you're ready to rock those six figures. That's how I had to really take a look at all the analytics. So marketing is about analytics. If you're a digital marketer, if you have a digital footprint, you are a digital marketer. So now let me delve deeper into the digital world. In today's world, having a strong online presence is not just an option, it is a necessity. But then you ask yourself, how do I stand out in the crowded digital space? Because trust me, every day it's getting more and more crowded. But it starts with understanding who you serve. Who is your audience? Who are they? What do they need? What are they looking for? How can your product or service make a difference in their life? How can you tell a story that resonates with them so that they can see that your product or service will help them make a difference in their life? Because just being out there, there's a lot of people that are just out there and posting stories and things like that, and things that are kind of, to me, seem frivolous, but hey, I'm all with you when we're right there and we're watching, and scrolling to kill time, right? But when you're running a business, cuando estás allí, cuando estás creciendo tu negocio, you need to answer these 3 questions that I'm going to share with you right now, so you can tailor Tailor your marketing efforts to speak directly to your audience's heart and to their mind. Because remember, this area right here is where the decisions are made, but this area right here is where the, I would say I would say the thoughts, the feelings. This is where the gossip starts, right here in this area, in your head area, right? But so think about this. Social media is a powerful tool in regards to your business. So you also need to know platforms like, are your people on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Or are they on LinkedIn? And each one of those platforms offer unique ways to connect with your audience. So again, how can you connect with somebody if you don't know that somebody, right? It's not just about posting about your products, right? Spamming, people are going to scroll by because, oh my God, here's another thing about her. Here's another thing about her product. Here's another thing about, And yeah, we like to see what's about you, but we don't want to see everything about you. How is watching you exercise going to help me? Great, you go to the gym. Great, you do this. Great, you do that. But how's that helping me? Right? In 2024, it is a game changer. This year is all about creating a community around your brand. Share stories that engage others in conversations. Provide value. And this, because when you provide value, it builds a trust and a loyalty. And that is the cornerstone of creating your successful brand. And that's so important. So important. Es sumamente importante que estés muy enfocada en quiénes son las personas a que les estás vendiendo, ¿verdad? So let's talk about some sales strategies. Now, sales are the engine that drives growth. I've been, it was so funny because let me take a little bird walk here and share with you a story. So I have been in sales, gosh, since I can remember, right? I was an educator, but when you think about it, I was an educator, but what was I selling? I was selling algebra. I was selling computer programming. I was selling dance. I was selling ESL, right? And you're going like, what? Yes, because if I did not, house my product, which was algebra, ESL, whatever that subject was, if I didn't house it, my customers who were my students, and how I taught in 7th and 8th grade was very different than how I taught in high school. So I needed to know my target audience, right? I couldn't be way up here explaining like a high schooler if I was teaching pre-algebra over here to 6th and 7th grade. So we need to talk about sales strategies. And when you talk about sales strategies, when you tell me, I'm not a salesperson, I was there. Yo estaba allí. Me decían, ¿quieres vender? ¿Quieres ser rica? Vende. Y yo decía, pero no me gusta vender. I didn't like sales. I'm not good at sales, I used to say. But you know what? I realized, oh my goodness, my first business when I was 6 years old was selling door to door, knocking door to door. I needed some money, so I was selling Christmas cards. I still remember they came in this cute little white envelope. There was 12 of them. And back in the day, $3 for 12, cards. And I was selling them. And I did really good. I actually met my goals and then some. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing because I was only 6 years old. And I don't think back in the day, they really asked about anything. But I would sell and then, so here's the deal. I would ask my mom to pay for the product. And then I sold the product at a different price and I got to keep everything because I had already paid for the product. Now I was making a profit for me. How was my little mind thinking this? I don't know. But, for a long time, I fell into that. I'm not good at sales. And then I start thinking back and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I was the top salesperson for the fitness center where I worked. I was the person that was selling the most amount of family, packages. And I remember, so it was $598 for a family package. And I was the top seller of those. Every time we needed to hit our numbers, the manager would call me in and say, hey, we need your assistance here. We need to sell some family packages here. Because it was just easy for me to sell. I just, I wasn't sharing anything that wasn't true. I was just sharing stories. So it's not just about attracting your customers, but it's about converting them into loyal fans. As I did back then, what was really funny was because word of mouth went around and people would come in and say, I want to make an appointment with Marti. I want to make an appointment with Marti. And it was because word of mouth would say that either I was nice or, when I would ask them who referred, they would tell me, and I would always send a gift to the referral people. And maybe that's why they referred. I didn't really think about that, but I was really creating this large business, right? And then from there, I went into selling real estate, and that one was a fluke. I was in the business department in college, and somebody dared me to pass the real estate exam. And to this day, I still have that real estate license. I keep it active. But it's about attracting these customers by selling you. I want to say it's selling you. You've got to sell you. You've got to be who you are. And it's about converting them into loyal fans. Building a sales funnel, too, can also help guide your customers on their buyer journey. So many people, when I ask them, because I'm also a network marketer, and when I ask my network marketers, okay, so where's your sales funnel? Once you've got all these products, what are you going to sell them first? And are you sure they need that? And then where are you going to, how are you going to upsell them? And people are like, well, they can just buy. And so you need to be clear on your sales funnel. You need to build a sales funnel to help guide your customers on their buying journey. No matter what you're selling, whether you're selling a product, si estás vendiendo un producto, si estás vendiendo tus servicios, tienes que tener un embudo. So what is a sales funnel? You're asking me, Marti, what the heck is a sales funnel? Well, it's sort of like a step-by-step process that starts with awareness of what you're selling, and then it leads to an interest, and then it culminates into a purchase. Each step, though, requires cada paso que vas a usar para hacer tu embudo requiere diferentes estrategias y de la manera en que tú llegaste a eso. So it's about trying different strategies and different approaches until you find the one that works. So that's where consistency and perseverance come through. For instance, if you are at the awareness stage, your goal is to make potential customers aware of your brand and your products. And this is where your marketing efforts play a crucial role once they're interested. So you got to get them interested. It's about nurturing that interest with targeted content, targeted offers, with engagement, right? So if I want to sell skates, I want to make sure that I'm talking up the skates. Maybe I'm riding the skates. Maybe I'm showing some benefits of the skates. And I actually go to the roller rink and talk to some people. right? So you have to think about that. You've got to go where your customers are. Tú tienes que ir donde están tus clientes, right? And in the end, after all of this, you've done it, you've created, you know exactly who you're serving. And, you know, right now people are talking about niching down, niching down, niching down. Like for me, I've niched way down. And I keep changing my bio to try to niche it even more down. But I know I serve the mujerpreneur, the bilingual, Latina, BIPOC mujerpreneur. I know I serve them. And who are they? They're 45 and over. They're ready. They're ready to come out of their corporate job, and they are ready to launch a business, or they are in their business creating 5 figures and want to move, scale up to 6 figures. That's me. I'm your coach for that. Am I your coach for a network marketer? Absolutely, because in network marketing, you also do 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. And some of the big network marketers are already making 8 figures. Amazing, amazing. So when you know who you're serving, then what happens is your customers will then begin to come to you. They'll begin to come to you. Now, it's going to take some trial and error for you to realize, oh, okay, this is who I serve. Okay, this is what I need to say. But finally, when you're ready to purchase, you want to ensure that the process is smooth and hassle-free. So you have to take time to practice that. And all of that it can involve optimizing your website for easy navigation, using the AIs, ChatGPT, and other AI tools, providing clear product information, and offering excellent customer service. That's the key, offering excellent customer service. So, so important. Because if you don't offer great customer service, I promise you, you're not going to be able to upsell, cross-sell, or introduce anything new to these people. It's all about customer service. Think about it. We tend to return to a restaurant if we like the food and we like the server. The server is the frontline person for that restaurant. So it's so key to make sure that they know the mission. Do you know your mission? What is your personal mission? What are your personal values that help you to be able to upsell and cross-sell to these people who are your target audience, your ICA, ideal customer avatar, right? Because these are vital components of a robust sales strategy. All of these are very vital. Todos estos componentes son muy vital a la estrategia que vas a poner para vender, ¿verdad? So it's really important. Chulas, hermosas, I know so many of you, reach out to me and say, oh my God, I just want to sell. Well, okay, chulas. You can sell, but you have to know who are you selling to. You can't sell me a pair of size 10 shoes if I wear a 6. You need to know who you're selling to and what are the benefits that you can offer, right? Because then you can upsell. Once you know that, you can upsell. Because upsell involves encouraging your customer to purchase a little more expensive item, or maybe upgrading your services. And cross-selling, on the other hand, in case you guys didn't know, cross-selling, on the other hand, is about suggesting related or complementary products. So you must be all the time upselling and cross-selling, upselling and cross-selling. Because both of these strategies not only increase your average order value, but also enhance the customer experience by providing additional value. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir right here, but you guys understand that selling is something that should be natural, right? if the more that you say, I don't like, and I don't do it well, the more it's going to come to fruition. So instead say, I'm an excellent salesperson. I love selling. I love selling because I'm serving. Selling is serving. Selling is serving. I love serving my community. Try it. En vez de decir, no me gusta vender, no soy buena para vender, mejor di, soy muy buena para vender, porque yo sé que con la venta yo estoy sirviendo. Vender es sirviendo. But remember, the key to successful upselling and cross-selling is relevance. Because if I bought a toothpaste from you, and then you're trying to sell me over here on a body cream, well, toothpaste and body cream don't go together. First sell me on the toothpaste, then sell me on the probiotic that goes, the oral probiotic. And let's walk down that path before you take me to the skincare. So your suggestions when you're cross-selling is relevance. Relevance is the key to your cross-selling success. Your suggestions for cross-selling need to align with your customers' needs and interests. This is where your understanding of the customer journey and your customers' preferences becomes invaluable. Tienes que saber qué es lo que necesitan tus clientes y cómo llegar a que ellos estén muy contentos con lo que le estás vendiendo. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room because everybody knows it's there, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. And that is the challenges. The challenges that you face as a Latina mujerpreneur. We often face unique hurdles in marketing and sales. We can face hurdles from cultural barriers to limited resources. And these challenges can seem daunting, but they're not insurmountable. Remember that, mujeres chulas hermosas. Todo lo que vas a hacer, lo haces con todo corazón y vas a llegar al éxito. Measuring success in marketing and sales is crucial. Tienes que ver qué es lo que estás haciendo para llegar a tus ventas, ¿verdad? So now, before I leave, let me briefly share about the key performance indicators, the KPIs, because I wanted to talk about, your KPIs. You have to know your KPI. That and how to use the data to make informed decisions. We talk about taking a look at the analytics, key performance indicators. That's what drives your customers' decisions. Remember, what gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets sold. Whether it's tracking website traffic, engagement rates on social media, or conversion rates, these metrics that you're using that you need to learn to use provide invaluable insights into what's working and what's not. And if you don't like it, hire somebody to help you with your metrics. They can help you make data-driven decisions that can significantly impact your business growth. So it's important, es muy importante que siempre sepas los números. Now, as I wrap up today's episode, which is part 2 in the 3-part series, Scaling, Getting Ready to Scale, let me just recap. As a, formal educator, we always summarize before we give the homework. So today we talked about effective marketing strategies and sales strategies that are essential for scaling your business. I also shared with you how to embrace the digital marketing and refine your sales strategies so that you can overcome challenges and measure your success. These are key things that are important. Remember, each step that you take in expanding your reach. So each step you take into expanding your reach and enhancing your sales tactics brings you closer to your goal of scaling your business. So I hope you found this information valuable. Once again, if you are watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss one of my lives. And then if you're listening to me, wherever you listen to your favorite shows, I want to say gracias. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, my listeners. But I also want to remind you that the only way the metrics work for me and for us podcasters is when you download them. So please take some time to download this episode, share it if you found value, because I want to be able to reach and I want you to help me. I'm asking for help. Estoy pidiendo ayuda. Help me to leave a legacy of mujerpreneurs behind me. Join me next time for the final part of this series where I discuss navigating the challenges of scaling your business, where I will cover financial management, team building, and sustaining growth. Una vez más, let me thank you for tuning in to the Mujer De Exito Unbounded podcast with me, Marti Angel, the Latina biz coach, as your host. Remind you, te quiero recordar that as a business coach, I am here to empower the mujerpreneur to gain clarity and focus on who you serve so that you can up-level from brick and mortar to click and order and rock your six-figure biz. Mis chulas hermosas, remember to stay inspired. Acuérdate, tu negocio tiene el potencial to reach incredible heights, right? So there was the little Spanglish. Hasta la próxima, hermosas, chulas. Gracias. Les dejo muchos besitos y abrazos. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have the best day ever. Have a great one. Namaste.